What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman and Ben Rasa here for Awesemo.com, and we are back with the breakfast menu served up by No House Advantage. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Those likes help us out a lot, especially on days where we're a little bit sad because we did not clean our plates yesterday. We did do well on No House Advantage, however, and if you're looking to play an NBA, MLB, NFL, or PGA contest, that's your spot. You don't have to worry about fantasy points. We're talking about player props. Overs, unders. It's stuff we're talking about on this show. You can get a $20 instant match deposit bonus when you use the promo code Awesemo when signing up. I highly recommend you do that. Check out the free tools that we have for No House Advantage on the website. Each individual prop graded with the likelihood of success. Optimal lineups already created. You don't even have to do the work. Potential overlay in some of these contests. So free money, overlay. You cannot beat it. Go check out No House Advantage. Oh. Check them out right now. Beat your friends, not the house. No House Advantage. I got to get that little tagline in there too.
Smart.
Yesterday did not go well for you, for me, for the Milwaukee Bucks. I am ready to just throw some dirt on that bad boy.
Happens. You know, it's funny. The Trae Young news obviously changed everything, but I'll be honest. Looking at my props, that helped most of them, in my opinion. It wasn't like I caught bad lines. It's just one of those. I got a ton of closing line value, particularly on the Hawks overs and stuff. Weird game, stunner. What can you say? I mean, you had a prop. You had a Trae Young prop, right? So that was a void. And then you had
thank
a
God.
Giannis
That's the only thing that was good.
And then, I mean, you had a Giannis prop, which it wasn't going well, but you also, I mean, of course, that's what can you do? And mine were just not really, really close. Middleton was terrible. John Collins was not existent, and that was a little surprising. But you know what? You move on. Long season. Not ahead because we're in the playoffs, but you know what? That's the great thing about the breakfast menu. It's an everyday show. You don't have to wait a week like PGA sometimes. We get right back at it with Suns Clippers in a video that, I'll be honest, I did not think we would ever do this one. Not because we're going to run and hide from a bad day, but because I thought the series was going to be over.
Yeah, I did not expect that we would be doing anything for this game because I didn't think that we'd play this game at all. And yet here we are for game 6. I don't remember who went first. I think I went first yesterday. I think we're at a time where we should probably flip this. We need to rub the stain of yesterday away. Do you mind going first?
No, I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'll go first. You know what? Sometimes when you're in a little streak, and again, a minor streak, I'm going to do what I think a lot of people should do. Let's go to oddshopper.awesemo.com for a little assist. I'm calling on a lifeline. Like when you're on those game shows, you need some help, call on the lifeline. I'm going to the tool, and I sorted, and our best prop of the day is Terrence Mann over 3.5 rebounds. And, you know, that's one, I'll be honest, I personally don't have a huge feel on. Don't lean one way or the other, but we've identified it, the team here as being a fantastic value, even at minus 140. We have a massive ROI attached to that. I'm going to lean on that. That's one that, Man certainly, if Kawhi doesn't look like he's going to play, and if Zubac doesn't either, Man's going to have ample opportunities along with the other wings. He should be out there enough. And again, I'm going to lean on that. So I have a feeling this prop is going to rise in juice throughout the day. I'm going to take advantage of OddsShopper and the powerful tool that it is and get my card started with one strip of bacon on the best value of the day, according to the team here at Awesemo.
Well, you and I did the same thing for our first pick. I don't have the Terrence Mann one, though, but I did lean on OddsShopper out of the gate. One strip of bacon onto... I do want to say this, by the way. I am making the assumption that Zubac is not going to play today. That is the way that I'm approaching this game for right now. If that changes, that'll open up some other stuff. Make sure you're watching live before lock tonight for any updates. One strip of bacon on Mikal Bridges over 11.5 points. That is even money. It's the highest expected ROI points prop on OddsShopper. I'm leaning on that. And it jives with my data. I've got Bridges projected for 12.6 points. So I get an extra point on top of that at even money. He only played 28 minutes on Monday. So I'm hoping he's got a little bit more left in the tank. I assume he plays 34 minutes or more in a competitive game here today. I just don't have any problem taking an even money play on an 11.5 point Mikal Bridges because I think for them to win, he needs to be out there playing pretty big minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that's a guy that I've looked at, and he's had a pretty unassuming series. I thought that he would be better. Cam Johnson has really stepped up kind of in that same role, but I have no problem with that. I'm not going to say sticking with the theme, but, there wasn't a ton of player props, and maybe after yesterday, and we have question marks, it's a little difficult to peg them. I'm going to the game, and this has an element of, I don't want to say chasing because it was a bad situation, but I'm backing the Suns at Pick'em. I just think they're the better team. I know they're on the road. I know they blew a golden opportunity in Game 5. I still think when push comes to shove that obviously this isn't cumulative. You start 0-0 and they get a new opportunity here with the players that they have. Eventually, to me, the Clippers, and they've defied these odds, are going to run out of gas. Marcus Morris was absolutely phenomenal, particularly in that first quarter. Paul George has played the most minutes in the playoffs by far. Reggie Jackson's been good. They're still putting tremendous pressure on these guys. The Suns are a much deeper team. I think Booker will be better. I think Ayton will be much better. Cam Payne is certainly back, hasn't had the impact because of CP3. But I just think at the end of the day, if you're going to tell me the Suns are in a pick'em game here, even on the road, I do think they're the better team. I think they end the series tonight. To win one strip of bacon, -110, very standard bet, but I'm going to back Phoenix once again tonight.
This was going to be my third pick, but I might as well move it to second, I think we might have been looking at different things, so I'm curious where you're actually landing. I saw Phoenix Suns +1, -110 at a certain book that was available at OddsShopper when I was looking at it. So I have Suns +1, -110. I was looking at the money line, but the best line that I saw for the money line was -107, so I would rather just take the extra point. The difference between -107 and -110 is certainly not worth that point, so I'll take the point. It doesn't really make much of a difference to me until the Suns lose by 1, I guess, but neither here nor there. Again, I assume Zubac doesn't play. I think the Suns have a much better game plan offensively for dealing with the switching system with no Zubac on the floor. I think they got really good shots early in game, whatever the hell that was, 5. I had no problem with the shots they were taking. They just didn't go in, while Marcus Morris made everything that he threw up for the first half. So I don't think either of those two things happen again. I think some of the more of those shots go in for the Suns. I don't think Marcus Morris is as hot unless he's just getting single coverage matchups against Devin Booker over and over again, which I don't think they're going to do. So you and I are on the same page. Go Suns.
Yeah, I do think I was disappointed with that, particularly on defense, that they weren't ready with, Cousins really didn't play. He came in off the bench and impact. Them going small certainly provided with the switches, and Booker was, on the island for a lot. And Marcus Morris, to his credit, knocked down some really difficult shots, particularly early. Though they will make adjustments. They're going to be just fine. My last bet, sticking with the Suns, because I'll be honest, the Zubac news, it's a little harder to back, props on the Clippers side because there's a domino effect if we get some of that news. I think no matter what happens with my Suns players, their lines aren't going to get drastically altered. It's a guy that I backed in the last video, and he was terrible once again, but I'm not giving up. I'm going to Jay Crowder over, and this is similar to what I did with Booker with the threes. It finally dipped. His points are now down to 8.5, -130. That's just a number. I liked it at 9.5 in the other game. He played bad, but he had the opportunities, and I'm just going to keep banking that if he is out there, kind of like Bridges, how you described it. To me, if the Suns are going to win tonight, they need these type of guys to step up. They need Crowder to make these open threes. He had some great looks once again. You just got to make them. And he's kind of been a glue guy for this team. They're going to tell me that I'm going to get the same numbers, more favorable numbers. I know the cold shooting, but I don't think it's that indicative of what he does tonight. So OddsShopper confirms that also leans over. I was really happy with that. I'm going to go to win one strip of bacon, 1.3 to win one, and we'll call it a day here.
I like that you're going back to something that we did on Monday. Yeah. I am, in a way, doing the exact same thing, a guy that we both had picks for on Monday, and that is Patrick Beverley, over 13.5 points plus rebounds plus assists, -105. We talked about Beverley a lot on Monday. I barely snuck over his points prop. You just missed his 3-point made prop, so I'm going to everything, points, rebounds, and assists. I've got him at 16.2 in 32 minutes, so I'm 3 clear of that 13.5 number. Makes me feel pretty good. It just missed by the hook on Monday. I'm hoping we can get that hook. Just make one extra 3 or something. We're going to be fine. But 13.5 for Beverley. I think he's going to be out there a lot. He's very clearly like the heartbeat of this team. He's getting in people's faces. He's everywhere defensively. I wish that we could somehow add steals and blocks in here because he might have more steals than rebounds and assists today. But either way, It worked out for me on Monday. I'm hoping it works out again. Patrick Beverley over 13.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
Yeah, he's a guy. He's a pest, but he is a key component of that team. I looked at him. I was going to go back to the threes, to be honest, and then I just couldn't find the right number. All right. To No House Advantage we go.
Time for our sides, baby. Side
dishes. I'm going to Devin Booker over 1.5 threes. It's a simple thing. I look at the books. That's minus 200. No House Advantage. You're just picking, will it go over or under? Clearly the value is on the over there. Booker's been good, particularly in the last game. That was the one good thing we had. Booker really was hot from three early. That was not a sweat. The books have adjusted, and most of them are going to 2.5. 1.5 at No House Advantage is a hanging line. He's going to take some threes tonight. Just got to make a couple. I think he'll be just fine.
No-brainer pick there because the line is different elsewhere. I wouldn't bat an eye at it. I looked at it as well. I wasn't surprised that you took it either. Whether or not Zubac plays, I'm still fine with this, but it's a 7-pointer to me if he doesn't, and it's still a functional prop for me if he does. Marcus Morris over 13.5 points plus rebounds. I have him projected for 19.5 right now. It's not going to take, it's not going to lose 6 if Zubac is in, because I don't think that he's going to be particularly healthy either. But Morris played a ton of minutes in Game 5, which showed the ability that he can do it, and he looked pretty solid while doing it. So I'm just taking that big number because I think that he's much more likely. I mean, he could have 13.5 just regular points. We don't even have to bring the rebounds into it, and that would still beat that number. So I'm loading up Marcus Morris over 13.5 points plus rebounds. It can't get any worse than yesterday. That's the good thing.
No, it's onward and upward. We're going to be just fine. Like I said, some days happen. You're not feeling breakfast. But we got you covered. And make sure to check out, like I said, we do NBA here, but we've got so much other content in the betting space, whether it's RPGA videos, the whole teams, and obviously MLB. We've got some new tools there breaking down the pitchers and the home run hitters. So a lot to go around. We're going to turn it around. Let's go Suns. Even though I'd like to do a video on Friday, I really hope that we are not in this Western Conference. I don't want to see this go 7.
We might have to do Euros picks for Friday. That I'm in for.
Belgium.
Go Belgium. We already did that one, and I think it was Go Belgium then too.
Yeah, it was Go Belgium then, and it's Go Belgium now, even though they're very, very injured. But they'll be all right.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. That's all we've got, guys. Keep your eyes peeled. I believe it is now posted. PGA Contenders, our picks for the Rocket Mortgage. That is out there. You don't want to miss it. And again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and go check out No House Advantage. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're going to be back again tomorrow. We're not going anywhere. This is the breakfast menu. Good luck tonight.